Hey there, it's Matthew. Welcome to my channel. Here we like all things fitness and triathlon. And if you like what you see, consider subscribing and hit the like button below. Coming up, 5 hacks to help you cycle faster. Alright, so as we know, triathlon comprises 3 sports. You've got swimming, you've got cycling and running. Now let's look at a sprint triathlon, for example. You're going to swim 750 meters, you're going to cycle 20 kilometers, and you're going to run 5 kilometers. So it doesn't take a genius to show you that you're going to spend more time on the bike than you are in the swim or on the run. So potentially the time savings that you can make on the bike are huge compared to in the water or on the run. Coming up, I'm going to show you how you can make those time savings when you're on your trusted bike. Number 1, a clean bike is a fast bike. It is so important that you keep your bike clean, especially during the winter months when the roads are going to be wet and they're going to attract an awful lot of dirt and grime and dust and muck onto your chain and your cassette and your derailleurs front and back. It's important that you keep this clean because it'll reduce the amount of friction that you have to fight against in order to be able to transfer the energy and power from your legs through the drivetrain and help your bike go faster. Now, cleaning your bike isn't pleasant, but it is vital. It can be done actually quite quickly in about 5 minutes. So first of all, we remove the back wheel. Is off. So with the back wheel off, we just get our basic general all-purpose bike cleaner and we give the cassette a clean. Leave it for a minute or so, and then all you need to use is then something like a brush or a dish cleaner in order to get into the nooks and crannies in your cassette. Once you've got your cassette clean, well then you can put your back wheel on again. Now, so once we got the back wheel on, we turn our attention then to the chain, and for this we have to turn the bike upside down. Now the chain will attract an awful lot of dirt and grime and muck which will slow you down, basically because it means increased friction and you cannot transfer the power as efficiently from your legs through the drivetrain, and that will slow you down. So in order to clean the chain, I got myself one of these things. It's a chain cleaner. It's only about 10 euros. It comprises 3 brushes with firm bristles that clean the chain. Simple as that. This is how it works. So all you do is literally hold the pedal and cycle the chain through the chain cleaner, and those bristles help to take all the dirt and the grime off the chain. Well, that's the idea anyway. And the water's quite dirty, so it's obviously taking something off. While we're here, we can turn our attention to the small derailleur at the back. So once we've cleaned our bike and we're happy enough with that, then we apply a lubricant which protects the bike as well. It also helps to disperse any of the water that's on there. After we've lubricated the bike, then we apply the oil. Now the second hack to help you travel faster on your bike is tire pressure. Tire pressure is super important if you want to cycle fast. I normally run my tires at about 90 to 100 psi, but you can get an indication on the side of the tire because the manufacturers always put an indicator there as to what the tire pressure should be, both in psi and in bars as well. So this is between 87 and 110 psi. As recommended by the manufacturer. But the benefit of running correct tire pressure means that you will have to put less energy into the pedals in order to get yourself to go faster. Also, if you run over a divot or a bump in the road, it means there's less likelihood of getting a puncture, because what happens there is that the rim of the wheel, which is here, the rim of the wheel has a tendency, if the pressure is wrong on the tire, to pinch the tube inside, and that causes a puncture, and I know because it's happened to me a couple of times. The only time that you'll run a lower pressure in your tyres will be during the winter months, and that is because a lower pressure means more grip on the road. Hack number 3 to help you go faster on your bike is these clip-on aero bars. So as we know, triathlon can be a very expensive sport. In fact, you can spend 5-10 grand on a triathlon specific bike. But if you don't have the money to emulate your Lionel Sanders of this world, well, what you can do is you can actually buy yourself some little bit of speed by not spending too much. These triathlon clip-on handlebars were about €50, and they enable me to assume an aerodynamic position like the pros do for an awful lot less money. By assuming this aerodynamic position, it means I create a smaller frontal profile, which means I'm creating less drag as I penetrate the air, and that means it helps me go faster. Now, I cycle in sprint triathlons, which means my cycle is only about 20 kilometers. So the benefit of these is apparent, but it's even more apparent if you're cycling in a longer triathlon. So for example, if you're going to save a minute over the course of a 20-kilometer sprint triathlon, you would save probably up to 10-15 minutes using these clip-on triathlon handlebars over the course of a full distance Ironman. So there's an awful lot of time to be saved by investing in something as cheap as this. Triathlon aero bars. I'll stick a link below to show you where you can get them and how much they cost. So hack number 4 is related to hack number 3. If you've gone out and got yourself a pair of triathlon handlebars that clip on to your own handlebars, well then you really must look at your saddle position. First of all, it should be high enough that you have enough of extension in your leg at full extension such that it's not uncomfortable for you when you're cycling. But also you should move your saddle forward about an inch or so to allow you to open up your pelvis, open up your hips, and adopt that aerodynamic position to help you go faster. This will also mean that you're employing your glutes and your hamstrings and you're not burning out your quads during the cycle. And remember, you need your quads because you're going to be running at the end of the triathlon. Hack number 5, what you choose to wear whenever you're cycling. It is so important that you wear the right thing. So many times you see people wearing baggy clothes that are billowing in the wind, and these clothes are just acting like sails and they're slowing people down. They create so much drag and there's so much loss of energy and so much loss of efficiency and so much loss of speed as a result. Instead, you need to adopt and you need to wear tight-fitting clothes that are comfortable and that allow you to cut through the air. So there you have it, 5 hacks to help you cycle faster. If you have any to add to that, please comment below, put them in there. And if you like what you've seen, consider subscribing and hit the old like button below. There are more videos on the way.